Waiting for YouTube to do it. YouTube's like you click the thing, yeah. Okay, yeah. They changed it to that.
It'll appear there when it's. Oh my gosh.
Oh. Come on, YouTube. We are live right now, at least on Instagram. YouTube is taking a while to buffer. Can we bully Grimnir? Yeah, we can bully Grimnir.
Is this in response to who was it who recently posted about bullying Grimnir?
That's Jordan.
So the Zulu podcast.
The
right?
Zulu podcast.
Yeah.
So basically, for everybody who's in Instagram, the 12 of you that's on Instagram right now, if you're unaware of who Grimnir Tactical is, they were a really cool company that put on some of the best games that we've ever seen outside of some of the other big companies, and they are taking a hiatus for an undisclosed amount of time, and basically we need to bully them into coming back because they are great people and they do great things. So if you are in this live and you need to help us bully Grimnir into coming back, please go onto their social media pages on Instagram, YouTube, and everything, and just say why. Don't ask them to come back. Just post why. Just single word, single letter, just why. And if you could just keep doing that for, the entirety of the year, every day, we will bully them into coming back.
Grimnir remastered.
Yeah.
So we see. Yeah, we would love to see Grimnir back. I understand it though. They're all.
Oh no, they're
busy people.
They have a ton of stuff going on.
But hey, we'd love to see it. Why am I not wearing a niche camo?
That is true. You do have.
That's a good question.
Well, we showed off the niche camo. You could wear it. But...
Yeah, I'm not wearing my combat set on the live. We'll do our full kit live eventually. We'll have you guys sitting here in full kit.
I'm fine with that.
We'll do it one day.
Yeah, as long as we don't have as long as we don't have like an actual airsoft pistol on our kit, where you should be kosher.
Should be. I don't know how they'll react to having like a plate carrier with mags and stuff.
Zuckerberg's fine with it now.
We haven't seen the repercussions of that conversation. So I'm unsure.
I've seen a lot of people posting that and being like, "Oh, this is great, and I'm like, "Yeah, but the part where he talked about like illegal things, I don't know if regulated things are going to fall under illegal things for them."
So that's my concern, because so far they have clumped airsoft into the same category as real firearms and 2A stuff, which, I mean, to a layman's standards makes sense. It's a lot more quantifiable as like a thing, but I don't think I think what he was saying isn't going to rescind any of their like gun-related stuff. I could be wrong. I'd love it if they changed it. I hope they change it.
But I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I think pragmatically, if we see that happen, I'm thinking it's going to be like 8 to 12 months from now if we see any movement on it.
I think they're probably going to be taking a look more at like people who are getting banned for like political things more so than... Yeah. I mean, firearms are going to come way later down the line if that's the case.
It'd be really cool, though.
It would be. Grimnir was so good. Where's Grimnir 2?
We're waiting on it. So go post why to any of Grimnir Tactical's social media. Just why. Don't ask them to come back. Don't do it. Just post why. That's what we're doing.
Also, Vic, you should host some games in 2025.
100%.
Would love to go to some more local games, especially in the Pittsburgh area. How'd the team handle MSW the Raid this past weekend? Paul was up there.
The Raid, from what I could tell from some of the players that came back, it was brutal, but they had fun. Some people left, and that's understandable. I was planning on playing it, and after talking it over with the team, and because of the winter storm that blew through, I am a little bitch and didn't play. I will fully admit that I'm a little bitch. And didn't play it. It got to 40 degrees right before step on, and everything turned into mud. And then it was going to be 20 degrees to 22 degrees that night. So that, to me, said clothes were going to get soaked, and then clothes were going to be ice. And I was like, I just came back from California and, like, dealing with a bunch of family stuff that I'm not going to go into. And I haven't slept really well, and I'm not going to deal with that. So I'm going to have a little bit of R&R, go back to the Airbnb with the boys, come back, do some video stuff, and then call it. And honestly, I felt really good that I did that personally. So I had a great trip. The team had a great trip, but we did not play, just because that was some pretty crazy stuff.
I mean, from the photos I saw, it looked like a really beautiful location.
Oh, dude, the AO was cool.
And like the snow on the ground with the sun coming through the trees and like the kind of log cabin out there. I mean, it looked really cool, but I mean, as experience from playing some cold games recently, it's you got to be ready for it.
We have snowblind coming up. Plus, Jordan, you guys up at Zulu. Hey, Jess is here. But you guys up at Zulu with the anniversary game coming up this upcoming weekend. You guys are probably going to be dealing with cold and snow. Thank God you have heated seats in your Jeep now.
Big Number said he stuck out the whole day, I'm assuming. Only had 3 out of 18 people drop from militia.
Hell yeah. Good job.
It's pretty good.
No, that is good.
And then that would be awesome to not be banned or shadowed for completely legal stuff, fingers crossed. That's how I feel.
Yeah. No, definitely.
You
deal with it more. You deal with it more than I do.
It's like we'll do everything right. You know, you got orange tips. Like, I'm going through all the right things. And they're like, nah, they cut it anyways. I mean, shadow banning's the worst because they don't even tell you. Yeah. And people just can't find you. And it's...
Well, like, we've had to make alternate accounts that aren't even
we
like
tried.
us.
Yeah, they've even caught on to that. I mean, they're finding all the loopholes. So we're just doing our best. I mean, honestly, the best thing for us is when you guys share our posts, comment on it, give it engagement.
Yeah, please.
I mean, the more you do that, the more it gets us out of that shadow ban. Subscribe to our YouTube, follow our Instagram. It helps. It really does.
Yeah, and hopefully maybe, with it being meta across the board, maybe our Instagram will be a little bit better, more traction, or Facebook. We'll see how that plays out in 2025 and adapt as we can. See, Tom's chest hair will never be forgotten. Dude, it's still here, trust me, and it's helpful very much right now this time of year.
Did you get a boss system?
Yeah, I did.
What? I gotta mess with that still.
It's really good. So hooking it up to the MTW is a little weird.
Oh, you hooked it up to the 308 or?
So I was thinking of doing the 308.
Okay.
I was legitimately because I was like, oh, loud DMR. That sounds
that'd be
cool.
Fun. That'd be fun.
But I hooked it up.
Echo over the mountains.
Oh, dude, I don't know. You weren't in yesterday when I was messing with it.
No,
so I got it set to semi. I've been going back and forth with you, Jordan, on trying to set it up. Wiring it to each type of gun you can wire it to is going to be kind of a little bit of not a trial and error, but like R&D for the people who are going to be using it. Yeah. I bought one, A, because it's dope, and B, because I want us to be able to kind of give guidance on top of Zulus of like, hey, so this is what we found wiring it to this situation. I actually made a wire harness so that I'm not hardwiring anything in except for one, and it's not even in that area, it's not hardwired in. Yeah. So I didn't hardwire anything or cut any of the stock wiring of the MTW. I just made a connector harness to go in between some ports to make it work. So it's really cool, but I still am tweaking it because MTW software does not like to play very nicely with the boss system software, but it is working. Okay. I can get it to fire.
Did you fire it indoors in the arena here?
I didn't fire it in the arena.
I'm curious how it'll sound in there.
I fired it in the tech room.
In the tech? Was it loud? It was a lot of shit. All right, I definitely need to try this thing.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Are we getting them? Are we carrying them?
As soon as Jordan and the guys at Zulu, because they're the U.S. distributor. So as soon as they can figure that out and how they want distribution to go, which will probably happen. Honestly, Jordan, you can talk a little bit more on this if you want to, but probably like sometime next year we might carry them. Sure. But they're working out ways to make it better for everybody, to make it make sense for everybody to distribute and everything. So we're working through that, and I can't wait to get them. But if you guys can't get them through us, go to Zulu Outdoor, and when they have them in stock, they will be selling them.
They're very cool.
They're super cool. And that on an MTW, because the MTW is so rock solid.
Yeah,
it just makes sense.
Yeah. Ross said he spent his whole weekend in the snowy trenches of the Midwest testing his new grenade launcher.
Oh, yeah.
AKA our lacrosse stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's great. Quality grenade launcher there.
Kev doesn't like the cold. I agree. It's not. I can deal with the cold if I'm skiing and snowboarding, and I'm totally fine with that. Playing airsoft in it, I'll still deal with it, but Christ, sleeping in it without my hot tent because I'm bougie, no.
Jess is also going to Texas to stay out of the cold. So
dude, yeah. How are you doing, Jess?
I think she left. Anyway, back
No.
to work. Don't tell HR.
Yeah.
Just came to say hi.
It's multitasking.
I
It's
think
fine.
she's gone. I finally added my Kythera to my AK, and I'm loving it. Any tips on maintenance?
Yeah, so if you're running a Kythera in anything, realistically, when you install it, biggest tip I have for most people is fine-tune it and then put some blue Loctite on while you're fine-tuning it so that it can set once you have it in a spot that you want it. So that from it has in itself, because of the sear system, a little bit of internal recoil. So all that vibration that's created from the sear system doesn't move your tuning. And then I would say after the first 1,000 rounds, you are going to want to lube that more than you would any other type of HPA unit. Just because, again, there's vibration, there's wear in, and I would highly recommend doing some lube. And you can do it through the IGL or the macro line, and you should be generally fine to do that. If you have the filter on it from Polar Star or from us, then I would take that filter out when you put the lube down it, so you're not like putting a ton of lube through a filter system, just to get it cycling through a little bit better. After that, you should be fine. It is going to need more maintenance over time. I would say, once a year, you should take that apart and make sure that you are maybe changing out some O-rings, or you are checking to make sure that your grub screws haven't moved on you. That is the one that I would say, depending on play, depending on rounds through it, it would be about 6 months to a year. You should probably take that out of your gun, maintenance it fully. Within that time period, you don't need to take it out of your gun. You don't need to mess with all that. But it's a great system. Just, keep up maintenance on it. It is a mechanical system. Generally, mechanical systems need a little bit more maintenance than electronic.
Someone's asking, how do the Boss units sound? 22 long rifle, 9mm bigger.
So I generally fire my Flux at the range, which is a pistol.
9mm, right?
9mm. And it's quieter than that with map gas. It's as loud as, I would say, like a 14-inch 22. So substantial, but not blowing your ears off. I mean, like, I
Has
fired it.
anyone done a decibel test with
Yeah,
it yet?
no, Zulu has a really good video
What decibels
showing.
was it coming at?
I think it was, Jordan, correct me, you're in the comments, but I think they would come in at what, 108? I know they were under 120.
I mean, that's pretty high. A Thunderbee is like 120, and that'll ring your ears if you're.
Oh yeah, so it wasn't like ringing my ears.
It's good, probably. But,
I'd recommend Ear Pro, obviously.
Sure, yeah, of course. Yeah,
but like,
especially if you're gonna use it.
One pop, it wasn't like ringing my ears, but we had soundproofing in the tech room and everything, so that might have helped.
Interesting. What's the smallest? Oh, actually, before that, Jordan responded saying, hopefully soon rather than later on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll try. Hopefully, we can get those in to start selling them ourselves. But if you guys can't get them from us, please go see the guys at Zulu Outdoor. They are doing a fantastic job.
The Boss is louder than an EG67, not as loud as a Tag.
Okay, cool.
That's about what I expected.
Yeah.
What is the smallest HPA tank that you would run for Milsim?
Dude, so actually the smallest I would run is actually what I would recommend to run in a Milsim if you're not an LMG gunner. So what I'd recommend is probably anywhere from a 13 to an 11 cubic if you can find it, like the First Strike 11 cubic 4500s. On a rifleman setup, I would do that, and I would carry 2 extras on me. So basically I'm saying a 48 total cubic is probably what I'm getting at. You can get by very easily with, I run 226s on my back if I'm running HPA at an MSW, and I had plenty of air left, and that was with multiple engagements with an AK. So you can get away with probably a 13 cubic. I see a lot of guys run it, but I would recommend having at the very least 2 backups to that. They do not take up a lot of space. They don't take up a lot of weight if you're willing to do it, and then you don't have to carry a pack on you, because I am suggesting doing it with an air stock so that you don't have to carry the extra bulk of a assault pack or anything like that. If anything, have like a dedicated, honestly, a butt pack or a dedicated tall GP from Spiritus would be a really good way of keeping those if you need extra. But that's what I do. I actually run 33s. I run 33 grams in my MTW if I'm running Rifleman on NATO. So that's the way I do it.
Yep.
What else we got? We got a ton of stuff. You guys are
over
the top today. I love it.
Today.
Yeah.
Just picked up some Unicorn AG grease and HPA grease. My Gate Titan should be coming in today. Very excited.
Don't over grease, but good, very good grease. Don't over grease because of the optical sensors, but good, very good.
Yeah, if you get that on the optical sensors, it just won't work.
No, it's not gonna. You're not gonna have a good time.
You gotta wipe it off.
10 cubic tanks. Yes, we need to find 10 cubic tanks. I know you guys have it, Jordan.
Recommend any affordable Not Cry digital desert camo uniform.
Interesting.
Surplus. Surplus is going to be your best bet.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, specifically with digital desert AOR1.
Yeah.
If it's not like legit or close to legit, it looks kind of bad.
Yeah. So I would get, if you're looking for it and your local Surplus doesn't have it, there's some cool people we work with that we see from time to time at events called Surplus on the Go.
Surplus on the Go.
They have a rotating selection of a lot of different surplus items that are really random sometimes and really frequent sometimes. They do have a website. It's not really that up to date, so you can call them and ask, and they are some of the nicest people to talk to, and they have a lot of stuff. If you're not going to go with them and your local stuff doesn't have it, look at Venture Surplus. They're an online surplus dealer. And they generally have a pretty wide selection and a pretty in-stock selection most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good online surplus. You could also search eBay, but I do think that surplus for AOR1 is probably going to be your cheapest and most reliable bet. Anything else that has similar pricing, you might get that, like, you know, kind of Chinese look fake.
Yeah,
AOR1.
and they're not going to be the right. The coloring is actually pretty important.
Yeah, it is for that specific. A lot of other camos you can get away with it. M81 you could go with a lot of cheap replicas and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But like AOR1 specifically, I would look for something more on the legit side.
If you're looking for something that's digital and not very known, you can also go with Pencott Badlands, which is a tan base. Not really. It's not desert base.
It's gonna be harder to find. Though.
That's gonna be harder to find, but it is a digital pattern. I think it functions better than AOR1, but it's gonna be really hard to find that. But that is one of my favorite tan base colors. It's just not easy to find, but that's my go-to. I have some, and it's crazy how much it blends in.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool desert camo. I know Arcturus came out with like a line of like the M90K, which is really
M90K
cool.
is great.
It's so cool.
I love M90K.
That is a bit more expensive, not quite Cry prices, but it's not cheap. You know, it's good quality stuff though.
E-House was like Spectre SKWO, my beloved.
Yes.
What else we have? Man, we have a ton of stuff.
Just finished building an SR25 with Kythera, and I'm having a hella time with Buckings. Currently, R-hopped Edgy 509mm Pro and Firefly flat nub. The primary issue is double feeds on occasion.
Yeah, so Kythera, you're going to have a little bit of double feeds if you don't have the right metering screw in. So they do make different metering screws for that. I would actually change your hop up out from the Pro in to probably a Max or a Retro. We do find that those work a little bit better than the Pro ins, especially if you're having some feeding issues, whether that's double feeds or misfeeds. And then I'm trying to see what bucking you were running. Oh, you're having hella time bucking.
Yeah.
With us, if you're doing an R-hop, we generally recommend the black modified bucking. It's the harder one, but you do need to shave the lips sometimes because they're a little bit too long for some applications. When you do that, though, they work fantastically. So that's what I recommend if you haven't tried it. And if you have tried that bucking, I would recommend just shaving it down a little bit with a file. We use a belt sander because it moves a lot faster and you can kind of get a more uniform cut to it. And then we do take a spade bit on a Dremel to kind of like open the lips back up because as you shave it down, there's thicker rubber as you shave that material down, so to kind of make that BB flow through easier again, and you can control the tension on the lips a little bit that way too, so you can kind of get tuned into where you want it. That's what we do. You can get by with kind of like a hand file and doing it. It is just a little bit more tedious, and you do need to be careful with that. You can rip it up a little bit. If you don't have access to that, but you do have a Dremel, you can use a Dremel sanding bit to cut, and then use that spade stone bit to widen it out. Most of the starter Dremel kits will have both of those in it. So that's what I would recommend you do.
Some people respond to each other. I don't play when it's cold. Montana gets super cold.
Yeah, Montana gets really cold, man. Yeah.
That's someone responding to somebody. Finally found a fully completed gearbox for my MP7. The guy who sent it back broke the motherboard.
Yeah, dude. They're hard to find, and I mean, if you can't find them, go hit up Junkies if you're trying to HPA it. They have Really good unit for the TM one, but if you have the VFC one, then I'd hit up.
That's probably what it is, yeah.
Yeah, I'd hit up a few of the other guys that carry the VFC one.
Yeah, the VFC one's cool. I know we don't have any in stock, but we carry them, right?
Yeah, we carry the VFC ones. Yeah.
We only have we have a gas blowback one in stock, not the AEGs. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any decent milsim sub 6 hours from PA? Me and my buddy are trying to do one. Yeah, so if you're in the PA area, actually, a decent one coming up is going to be the Abkhaz Abkhaz, which is going to be an MSW one. It's going to be in West Virginia, and it's sub 6 hours drive. Another one they probably are going to have again this year. They generally have Balcar, which is middle of Pennsylvania. There's another MSW that happens. Those are both great options. If you're looking for something that's a 12-hour to 24-hour, Gun Gamers puts on a very cool continuous milsim game that's very digestible. It's not as intense as a MSW is, and it's very approachable, but it still gives you that pacing of nonstop action. And you can kind of do what you want at that, you know. So if you're looking for a Gun Gamers one, they're doing Snowblind and Skirmish, which is from us in Pittsburgh, PA. It's a 5-hour drive to Skirmish. So look at Gun Gamers Productions, or look at any of the MSWs that are happening in the West Virginia or PA area. This is going to be sub 6-hour drive to any milsim.
Yeah, I mean, depending on where you're at. If you're Pittsburgh side, an AO to look at specifically would be the Crescent State Prison.
Yeah,
they've recently had a few different event producers hosting games there. It kind of changes up who it is. But it's like an hour and a half from Pittsburgh. It's really a good drive. And the AO is really cool. So like keep an eye on seeing who's hosting games there. It's definitely worth it. BFR is another PA MSW. Are they hosting this year?
They haven't confirmed that one yet, so I'm not going to say BFR, but BFR is another AO that they use.
Yeah, it's a location to keep an eye on, just to see if an event happens to pop up there. It's close by and a cool AO for sure.
Oh, and then eHouse just said and eHouse is one of the owners and of Gun Gamers. They are doing another game called Deadfall 426 at Penn Run, which is very, very close by. And Kev is jerking him off right now in the comments. So, yeah.
True. Scuba pack or nothing. Fair enough.
Dude, go right ahead.
All you LMG gunners out there, get used to it.
Yeah.
Frog Desert Marpat on eBay. There is some cool Frog Desert Marpat. There is some vintage reversible frog skin stuff that's very expensive that I want.
You love frog skin.
Dude, I just like some of the reversible stuff, especially the vintage. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
No, it's very, very cool.
I just wish they could figure out reversible pants. They just can't do it.
I want more duck camo in use.
I would love to find, yeah, true. I have a set of duck camo somewhere, not here, but.
It's really cool, and I also am like, I don't think this is really, really effective, but that's really cool looking.
Yeah, I would love to find some chocolate chip camo.
Dude, the blueberry chocolate chip one.
Chocolate chip's my favorite.
Like the navy chocolate chip is super cool.
I mean, that's what my S2000 is. It's technically a chocolate chip.
Yeah. That might be my new favorite version of chocolate chip, because
that's my favorite version.
Super effective for our area.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And then DNC I would also consider chocolate chip, as much as it's not really.
I could give you that.
It's used the same rollers.
I could give you that.
It's just two colors, so it's like. But no, chocolate chip goes hard on everything. Everything should have chocolate chip. Otherworld Milsim have great events in PA. Yes, they do.
Yes, Otherworld is hosted by Jackal Tactical. If you guys know who that is, they're a really cool shop out in the Philly, Lancaster area. They host Otherworld Milsims. They do a really good job. I haven't been to one, but everybody I've talked to is like, it's a cool, approachable Milsim, and often it's held at Skirmish, which, in my opinion, is probably the best PA place to play Airsoft, to be honest. Like, it's a paintball field, but it's really, really usable for Airsoft engagements. It's very big, a lot of maneuverability. It's a great option.
You guys have any tips about feeding issues on the Jag Arms scatter gun? I got one out of the box, and the BBs don't feed into the gun. Jag Arms isn't messaging me back. So from experience,
I was gonna say, this is your wheelhouse.
I do own a Jag Arms, and I've messed around with quite a few. That's definitely a from the factory issue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a problem they generally have if they're working properly. The fact that Jagarms isn't messaging you back isn't always the best thing ever.
No.
If you bought it through us, you could reach out. Even if you didn't buy it through us, honestly, we do have like a way of speaking to them sometimes. So
yeah.
if it's an issue you're having and you just need someone to help you get in contact, we could potentially help you with that.
Yeah, if you're running into a wall, just email sales@ampedairsoft.com. I don't care if you didn't buy it from us or anything. If we can help you out, we'll try and help you out, man. So just email us, and we'll see if our customer service team can make some stuff happen for you.
Yeah, I will say there are parts available. So worst comes to worst, it's probably just your what's it called? Your feeding
like the feed tube.
Yeah, it's like whatever just grabs them. It's probably just some in there. It's probably nothing crazy.
I think what happens is, so if you guys kind of know how an M4 hop-up works, where the mag comes in, there's a feed tube to hop up and it goes straight up in. So like a shotgun is like a vertical one that like kind of goes and is like a tube that goes up into the 3-barrel chamber. Sometimes because it's multiple parts, it gets misaligned, so then it won't feed properly, and just by a hair. So you see this in 2-piece M4 hop-ups where they're just the tube's not aligned properly with the hop chamber. So that's kind of what happens. It sucks, but yeah, if you need help with that, man, just hit us up.
Yeah, we'll definitely do what we can to get that sorted out for you. Always sucks when a new gun doesn't work. It's one of the most frustrating
No, it
things.
sucks, especially
it's so
I got my
frustrating.
thing. It sucks.
Yeah, like all you want to do is run it.
Yeah.
And you don't even know what's wrong with it. You haven't even touched it yet.
Oh, God.
Hot take, paintball and airsoft fields built with the ballistic performance of airsoft in mind are more fun to play than several of the popular mount site AOs.
100% agree.
I agree.
100% agree.
I'll say that just because they are better to play, though, doesn't always make them as fun or as cool. I'll say, like, speaking of the Crescent Sanatorium in prison.
Yes, that's a really good one.
Very cool AO, very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the prison vibe, you get the hospital vibe, you get the underground tunnels. Very cool. It's terrible for airsoft. I mean, prisons are built to not really be, like, fought in and cleared.
No,
like,
they're not.
They're built for the opposite.
No, they're good for this is a problem with urban mount sites, right? Like urban sites in general that are not like you're saying, E-House, built with the ballistic performance of airsoft/paintball guns in mind. The prison's a perfect example of this, where there's these large open areas that you engage midway and you can't really hit somebody without risking. Yeah. So you can't even do like supportive fire to put people down to try and move up. So you basically have to use the tunnel system at Crescent to try and like maneuver, or the woods. And then another place that sucks for it is Mutsy.
Yeah.
But different areas of Mutsy, because it's such a big complex that you can actually have some great fights in. But there's areas of Mutsy that I think most people over the last year we saw kind of like just this gentleman's agreement of,
let's not go there.
We can't do anything in this area, so we're just gonna fight other places.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes back to the old saying of the worst part of airsoft is the airsoft.
Yes,
Where,
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
The worst part is the fact that your gun isn't realistically reaching the ranges of a real firearm, which is just how it's gonna be. But speaking of Mutsy specifically, I mean, there are plenty of times where you're on rooftops, you see a movement, and you're like, I can't do anything. This isn't reaching that distance.
So this goes back to the Alphonse video that just dropped, because we were running with him at Mutsy for the MSW a little bit. Well, actually a lot of it. That was really fun. But we were running with him, and at one point all of Rust 4, or a large portion of Rust 4, was on the other side of the water houses, and Alphonse, being Alphonse, was engaging them from the water. But we moved up to try and engage them, and nobody was engaging between the water and these houses and the other big building where the hospital's at.
Yeah.
And we basically were like, let's just bound and try and get up there just to make some stuff happen, because it was like one of those lull points of the day where nothing was really going on. And it was like we were just kind of lobbing shots knowing they weren't going to hit anybody, but just to kind of like make people think like, oh, fire's coming in, I should probably not get hit by it, kind of react. But like, if you don't take advantage of that little blip of, oh, fire, and you don't move right on it just then, people go, oh, fire, but it's not going to hit me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to care about this. So we kind of moved fast enough that it worked, but like, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's very, especially if you're not like with a coordinated group of like 5 people, to kind of make an area of advance.
Yeah.
If it's like 2 to 3 people, you can kind of do it, but if you're by yourself, that's not happening.
I mean, it also kind of goes into, I think, a lot of, specifically airsofters, the people who've played airsoft, they know the limitations of the airsoft guns. And that goes a lot into, like, strategy and movement. I mean, the amount of times I've been out and been like, don't even worry about it, they're not ranging us.
Yeah.
Like, that thought process goes a lot into it, which I can understand when you're trying to take it seriously in a Milsim setting. That can be a limitation.
Oh, and it's like you're just staring at dudes. Yeah. Just literally from the hospital waving, and you're like, oh,
yeah, that's why I think like an AO that has a good balance. Like if you need some longer engagements and stuff, I mean, because that's just how it's gonna be. It's fine, but you need those, I think, tight CQBs. I mean, even when we were at Gun Gamers in the landing, those trees were so close.
They're so tight.
You could get into CQB engagements outdoors because you just didn't see anyone moving up till you were within.
No, I love the landing, actually. That's like a little hidden gem.
That was a lot of fun there. I hope, Gun Gamers, I hope you guys can maybe do another
I'm pretty sure you guys are doing one there.
Are they?
I'm pretty
do
sure.
Have one announced for that?
Nah, probably not, but...
That'd be cool.
Bah.
It was cool. It was a nice AO, and the people who run it, they were super friendly. That was very nice.
Crytek Mark III, when you stocking, I need it.
When are we getting new Crytek stuff?
Order is in right now. It should be coming in 2 weeks, because I don't think it came on the last shipment, so it should be on the next shipment.
Are we getting any of the Para LMGs? That's their new one.
Their new one?
Yeah, the Mark III Para LMG. It's got like the collapsible stock and stuff.
That is on order, yes.
Yeah, it might not.
Yes, that is on order.
It's on pre-order on e-bike's website.
Sorry, my brain is. Oh, yep, the April game is. Oh, sick.
Oh, the April game is the landing.
So Penn's run, for some reason, my brain is not. Landing.
Penn runs the
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
We're done.
We'll be there. We'll be there. And when can I get my Amp skateboard deck?
We're working with a company.
Dude, I would love to.
We're definitely not going to do a one-off for you, Vic.
No,
that would be
it's a one-off for I'm getting it, and I'm rubbing it in Vic's face. He doesn't have it.
That would be really funny.
Where's the Amp skate video?
I mean,
Skirmish is a cool field. The paintball field, the really big one up north.
Yeah,
cool.
That was where Grimnir did majority of their events, because honestly, if you're an event host and you're not doing a game at Skirmish and you're within even a 10-hour drive of it, I'm just going to say this from me knowing stuff. The pricing on Skirmish is probably one of the best for event runners. So if you're not having a game there, you should have a game there, because it's one of the best places to play, and it also is going to work out for you probably on the business side. That's just my little hint. 2 games there.
Well, it is a little past 1:30. So
we should do that thing.
Yeah, we have a couple things to announce. So first of all, we did our Psionics giveaway, which you guys might have seen has been going on for about a month now. Yep. If you purchased anything on the store within the past month, you were entered into that giveaway. Every dollar spent was 1 entry. Yep. So a whole lot of people were entered, and we pulled our winner last week, actually, but I'll announce it on the live here. I had it written down. Bryce from Ohio won
Bryce from Ohio, you won a Psionics.
And I believe he already claimed it as well.
Cool.
We sent him an email and he claimed it, so congratulations to Bryce from Ohio for winning our Psionics. So for all you guys who entered that, I'm sure there'll be more to come, don't worry. But for today, we are drawing a giveaway for our PPQ. It is the flat earth two-tone model of it, the Walther PPQ.
One of the best pistols, like slept-on pistols.
I love that pistol. They used to be like really hyped back when I was playing like 8 years ago now. It was like the hot thing, and everyone had them and loved them. And then since then, I haven't seen nearly as many people run them, and it makes me sad because I do actually love them. I think they're great.
I think they're probably, like I said, that now they're kind of slept on because they just perform really well. They're just a really basic, good pistol.
All right, but our winner, and I unfortunately cannot pull it up on stream. However, this is real. This is not a scam.
This is not fixed.
This is not fixed.
This is not a scam. Yeah, it's just me and Ross in the office, so we can't like do our normal thing of somebody holds it in front of the screen while one of us are here. But yeah.
All right, here it is. So our PPQ giveaway winner is Country Trash Talk.
Country Trash.
Yup. You won our PPQ. You'll be getting a DM, or if you're seeing this now and you want to beat us to it, you can DM us.
Yep.
But we're basically going to ask you to send us an email with a little bit of your shipping info, and we will get that out for you ASAP.
Yep.
And then speaking of which, we have another giveaway that is going live today. It actually went up about half an hour ago. It is for the gun that's right behind us here to our left.
Yep.
This is the OTS 126. It is technically the PP2K, but it's the longer version with the stock and the full rail. It's pretty cool. I like it. I think it's interesting.
I really want to rack the slide right now, but I know we can't do that.
Yeah, you cannot. You can do it after the camera's off, and if you happen to win it, you can also rack the slide at home with it. So go ahead and comment on that. Share it to your story, tag a friend, and in 2 weeks, last live of January, we're going to be giving it away at about 1:30. So make sure you hop in for that. Is there anything else?
No, I think that was.
I think that's
every
it for,
giveaway we needed to
yeah,
talk about.
I think that's it for our announcements right now. Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. Would you guys run salmon pink chocolate chip camo?
Absolutely.
Yes, I would.
Absolutely.
I would. We have. Is that salmon? What is that? That's like a Miami tiger stripe?
Miami tiger stripe, but the pink in it could be salmon.
It could be salmon.
Yeah, I would run that. Honestly,
This is a weird take. I would run that in winter.
It would work better in winter.
That's what I mean. I think it would actually work somewhat
I'll
in
show
winter.
it so people know what we're talking about here. This is our customer service Logan's. It doesn't have any plates in it, so it's a little floppy boy, but it's like a salmon pink.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, if this was in chocolate chip, I'd probably run it.
I'd run that, yeah.
But since it's not in chocolate chip, I don't want it.
Chocolate chip is one of the best patterns.
I need a whoopee with chocolate chip.
Oh yeah.
I need a chocolate chip whoopee. My M81 one's nice, but.
Oh, Vic has a good point. The Glock came out, and the Glock is life. Yeah, the Glock basically killed the BBQ.
I know, but the Glock is so.
Everybody uses
It's
the
so
Glock.
Glock.
Yeah,
I get it. I like it. I understand why people use it, but I mean, you know me. I can't be like everybody else.
Oh yeah.
I gotta be different somehow. No, the Glock is nice. I also have to say that the new AAP that came out, within the past year or so.
Oh, dude, yeah, the AAP
I mean,
one.
it's great too. And the
Well,
fact
for
that
the
they
price.
use the same mags, it's
Yeah.
like can they all just can the PPQ also use the same mag? Can we just make them all use the same mag, please?
That'd be probably better for manufacturers too.
It'd be better for everybody. I don't understand.
Oh, we got some crazy going on.
Yeah, we're all good. I heard there's lots of complaints coming from the raid event by Milsom West. Did you guys attend? We did attend.
We did
talked about it a
attend.
little bit.
I do feel like a lot of those complaints were due to the snowstorm that was out of people's control.
Yeah.
Because of the weather being such a factor, and it was pretty cold, guys. I'm not gonna lie. The snow came through, and North Carolina does not really have the road infrastructure to handle snow as much as PA in the north does.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit south.
So they were slower to handle the storm than most other people would. So basically, that delayed people getting to the event, and then on top of that, it created a lot more water on the ground when everything started to melt. And then it got really cold at night. So the weather was really, really not good for that event. And it was cool.
Yeah.
We had a legitimate hardcore winter game. That was probably the most hardcore winter game in the last year. And I mean hardcore as in the weather was really, really, really something you had to endure. So that was cool if you really wanted to do that. But I think it made a lot of people's expectations of what it was going to be not snowing and not cold. It's January, but it's North Carolina.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people went into that thinking a lot of different things about the weather, and it hit the complete opposite extreme than what everybody was expecting.
I was gonna say too, it hit Friday, which was a lot of people's travel day down there.
Yes.
And so the prep was just not.
Oh, dude, we
prepared
got
for
down
it.
there.
I mean,
We had 4 hours added onto our 8-hour
Yeah.
commute, so it took us 12 hours to get down there because of the storm.
Yeah.
And it was nuts.
I mean, that was the case for a lot of people. A lot
Yeah.
of people fought to get down there. I mean, that's to happen. The weather.
Yeah, and
the weather can
that's
do
how
that.
it is.
I mean, I did hear some complaints about the weather specifically, but I don't think I didn't hear anything about the gameplay or anything like that being bad. I think it was a good time besides the fact
Yeah, I think if you got
it
past
was
it,
cold and wet.
there were a lot of people who dropped. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There were a lot of people who dropped, but I do think that's from the weather. I don't know if that was from the gameplay. Again, I didn't really play the game this time, so I'm not going to chime in on that. I know there's some people who have other opinions who did play. But I am aware that the weather was a gigantic factor in that game.
Yeah, Kevin said MSW presents Battle of Hoth.
I mean, it was pretty. I mean, honestly, it was actually a little bit warmer than Hoth, and then it turned into Hoth at night. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Kevin also said the 1911 is better than the Glock.
You are wrong.
1911 is not better. I will say though, it is based.
It's based.
I'll say it since Antec isn't here to say it.
It's based. You're still wrong, Kevin.
Dude, it's been. I mean, that's like. Have they made a change to the 1911 since like they released them?
They made different.
You know what I mean?
So they came out last year at SHOT with the new like tactical like cut and everything.
But it's just aesthetic.
It's just aesthetic, yeah. I don't
Internally,
think
it's still a CO2.
It's
full
still the
blowback.
yeah. No, it's the same.
I mean, it's like the real one. You know, they don't gotta change it.
No, they don't. No.
Well, boys, I'm gonna head back to work. See ya.
Bye, buddy.
You
guys are popping in the
Amp
comments.
Tech Deck with Wes Figure as the little thumb guy from the 2000s.
That would be so good.
Yeah, I agree. We need the Tech Decks. I think Tech Decks would be cool. Do we have time frame for when the Silverback MDR parts and furniture will be stocked?
So we just got our giant sea freight shipment in of it, and most of it is being processed to be put away and loaded on the site. So if it's not part of that, it should be coming in within, I'm going to be honest, there's two ways that we get it in. We get it in air freight, we get it in sea freight. So it could be either coming in, if it's air freight, it could be either be coming in within the next month. If it's sea freight and that's the shipment it's on, it could be coming in within 2 to 3 months. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know which shipment it would be on. But we did get a giant supply of it just now. If it's not on the website and it's in our warehouse, it's just because we need to photograph it, put it on the website, put the details up. So they should be coming. We are going to be doing a giant thing with Silverback products in general that Ross and I are working on. So we are going to be bringing you a lot of information about Silverback stuff and our future with those products. So we'll be updating you guys probably within the next month on what's going on with that.
Yeah, no, a lot of fun things with Silverback. I've seen all the boxes coming in. I'm excited to start tearing into them and, you know, messing around. You guys already saw a review on the MDRX Micron. It's a cool gun. It's fun. Logan still has it. I got to steal it back from him.
No, it actually ended up in my house.
You have it?
I have it now.
Great. I got to steal it back from somebody.
Yeah, I'll bring it in tomorrow. Because I literally, so we brought it to, I think we had it at Chalet to kind of like mess around with it. And then when we took everybody's stuff back from Chalet, everybody I think put their guns in my big gun bag.
Fatal mistake.
And then it was like, I just took my gun bag, took it home, and I'm like, that's a shop gun. That needs to go back to the shop.
Someone give Logan a hug from me. I refuse.
Nope, not going to touch that, man.
I will not do that.
Nope.
Someone also give Logan a hug from me.
Nope, not going to touch that, man.
Unfortunately, hasn't changed.
He's pretty greasy.
Where are y'all out of? Pittsburgh, PA.
Yep.
We're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you're from Pittsburgh, we're in Green Tree. Come visit the shop.
Yeah.
We have retail. We have a field. Come play some airsoft. Come buy some kit. Come talk to us. Come just hang out.
Yeah.
We're here. We're hanging out.
We're here chilling.
I may have broken my MDRX.
That's possible. That's quite possible. How'd you break it?
Someone asked that already.
All right.
How did you break your MDRX? Changing the bucking to one I thought would work and shredded the feeding O-ring. Had to order replacements and waiting for them to show up.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. That'll do it.
I tried using the quad bucking, and some people said it worked, and well, mine didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, out of everything to break and tear, buckings and O-rings are not the worst thing.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like disassembling and try and change that out. It's not like an M4 easy level, but it's actually pretty simple to get to the hop-up unit and everything to do that. So that shouldn't be too bad to change it back out, but that does suck. I'm sorry about that.
We need more fields to build more maze CQB style fields. I played in many places, and CQB is the best way to play Airsoft.
I'll agree and disagree. So CQB is good for constant engagement, working with a team, and doing stuff.
It's a totally, I don't even say working with the team. I mean, depending on your CQB
yeah, you're true.
environment.
That's true.
I mean, here at the field, there's no teamwork. You
No.
can try to move with the team, and in like 30 seconds, you
You're
turn
done.
around and your buddy's gone,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, guess I'm
But that
moving
was
on
like,
my
I
own.
think you and I had a really good flow at one
Yeah.
point, and then like
It
2
lasts-
seconds later we
it
were done.
lasts for like about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and then we
and
were-
then someone gets shot. So.
Yeah.
I'll say that a good outdoor mix of CQB and indoor. I think specifically with what we were talking about with the landing, how the trees give you the CQB environment,
Yeah.
but you're in outside. I think like what Zulu does with trenches.
That's what I was going to bring up with Zulu, kind of the way they have their field with
Yeah.
the woods, and they do have some tighter buildings that you can approach from different
Yeah.
sides because you are playing the whole field. I like that.
Yeah, I think a mix is good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a CQB player through and through. I started playing CQB and I
Yep.
still love it. So I'll always love a good tight field, but it is a different style of play. I mean, it is exhausting. You're holding your gun up pretty much 100% of the time. You are fully alert pretty much around every corner. I mean, outdoor, you can be standing around for an hour and then in a 20-minute engagement, that's it.
That was
So
like my only problem. I put the boss system on my very lightweight MTW.
it's no longer lightweight.
It's lighter than Jordan's
I'm
stupid VFC heavy as hell thing.
I'm sure.
But like, it's a lot heavier, and I was like, we'll deal with it.
Yeah,
we'll
it'll add
deal with
weight. I mean, just running like when I ran my LCT out there, I mean, my arms were hurting by because it's 15 minutes of just straight.
Oh, you're
holding
holding
it,
a position.
moving.
Yeah.
I mean, you're rarely holding that thing down.
Yeah,
so.
you're holding a position forever.
Yeah.
My thing with it though is I do like to do some flanking and maneuvering when I play now. That's why I like woods a little bit better. I feel like you can kind of you can do a little bit more than just shooting at people. You can kind of like think a little bit more about how you want to approach a situation.
Yeah.
So like I do like woods fields a little bit for that reason, but I do like for like a casual open play, I would much prefer an indoor field. Yeah, totally. Like a CQB indoor field, like if I'm doing casual, much prefer that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say if you're running with like a group, I mean, outdoor you can actually get like you can have a support gunner that actually lays down support fire. I mean, indoor you're not getting that.
No.
Like you have one guy maybe he's laying it down on a wall while you move through.
I mean,
you're not getting the.
You could do a two-man team, like okay, watching this doorway, we're moving through a hallway, watching
Absolutely.
and moving like that. That is teamwork too, but like much smaller scale, much more reactionary than planning out a approach.
Yeah. Have you guys tried sniping? A good sniper is way more effective than HPA.
In certain situations, yes, it is until that guy gets found or overrun by numbers. If you're talking a DMR, yeah, that's a very effective person, and especially if they're good at it. If they're using a bolt action and they are trying to go for like a goal, like they're trying to go for like a flag or something, yeah, because that guy is going to be unpredictable by the enemy. So I could see a sniper, I could see your point of like a sniper is much better. In a team setting though, if you're approaching and you're playing with your buddies and you have not worked on your skills as a sniper, and I don't mean like your shooting ability, which does play a large part into it, but I mean your maneuverability and your ability to approach slowly without being seen. That is much more of a skill set that needs to be learned and mastered before you can be somebody who's gonna be a lot more effective as a sniper than anybody who's just, hey, I picked up a bolt action, let's go play sniper role now.
Yeah, I mean, a very well thought out and experienced sniper can be more beneficial than a lot of players.
Especially if you're communicating.
Yeah, that being said, I think a blanket statement of a good sniper is more efficient or effective than HPA would probably be incorrect.
I wouldn't agree with that. Yeah,
I wouldn't agree with that personally.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like I could say one guy with a pistol going Rambo covered in mud, like crawling through, could be more effective than a whole team. I mean, it depends on the player.
Yeah,
though.
but HPA applies to snipers as well.
Absolutely, you can HPA sniper.
Yeah.
I'll say across the board, I think the player makes the gun more so than the gun makes the player. You could have as much money as you want in gear, and I don't think it'll matter if your head's not in it where you need to be.
Yeah, and then E-House, I think we talked about this class systems and how they like revolve around each other in Airsoft. Machine guns are the counter to a sniper in Airsoft. If you had the ballistics of a regular sniper, like a real world sniper, and the ballistic difference, I'll say. Maybe that's scaled down because it's Airsoft, but like the ballistic difference between a rifleman gun, a machine gun, and a sniper, yes, I would say that a sniper, a good sniper, can be more effective because of distance of engagement. but it's airsoft, and honestly, you're getting maybe 50 to 100 more feet than a machine gun / rifleman, and somebody who can just suppress fire in a general area. Oftentimes, in an outdoor setting, which is where you're going to also have snipers, can be more effective than a sniper.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on weather conditions.
Oh,
if it's
totally.
If it's super windy, your sniper's out of luck. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
totally, totally.
But yeah, as Vic says, HPA air volume with .48 BB's best range consistency.
Yeah.
On a sniper, yeah. And Ross, don't forget, shotgun guy. It's the player, not the gun. Walmart gun, LOL. I mean, exactly. I've had some of my most fun on a CQB field with a tri-shot. I mean,
like a $60 tri-shot that you don't care about.
The old UTG ones, I mean,
they're so good.
I'm going to send you all my MDRX Micron so Logan can sign it. MDRX users got to stick together. Logan does not own that.
Logan tests it.
He wants to get one, but that is...
Yeah, that is the shops.
It's fine, though. He can sign it anyways. You don't want his signature.
You don't want that grease on your gun.
You don't want a hug from him. You don't want none of that. Thoughts on the new set of Crytek Trident Mark III series?
The Para?
Well, that's the whole series. They're doing a whole new series of Mark IIIs. I actually don't know anything about them.
I know a little bit, but
I mean, it's a Crytek. It's good.
I don't think any of the upgrades that I've heard about are anything groundbreaking. I actually think they should have done it 2 or 3 years ago. Like, I feel like VFC should have done it 2 or 3 years ago with some of the upgrades we're seeing. But Crytek was ahead of the game, too. Crytek had a lot of higher torque motors already, reinforced stuff going. So I don't know if I should say maybe they should have done it earlier. I really kind of want to get my hands on and gut it because we will be HPAing them, so we will be gutting them. But I really want to get my hands on them and make sure they hold up to the durability and quality of Crytek's that I love, because that's my main selling point of Crytek's is the durability of them, which is hysterical coming from the Gen 1s that were like the cry crack happening, and now they're just ridiculously strong.
I mean, it's something that you just know will be good out of the box.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully they continue to maintain that.
Yeah, and we will absolutely be bringing you guys a review of those when we get them in the shop. So.
Yeah.
People talking to each other. Got to sort through these. See, yeah, I know the Gen 1s were rough. I'm going to rebuild mine with new parts.
Yeah.
Red Wolf order. Is this is for MDRX, right?
No.
No, is that Crytek?
Might be the MDRX. Both of them were rough.
I don't know. Yeah, sniping is really only useful as a forward scout in Airsoft, in my opinion. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, you can get more distance out of a sniper than you can other Airsoft guns, but you're still not getting out of, like, eyesight range.
Yeah.
Like, I can still see you. So unless you're, like, camouflaged and being patient, you're probably going to get spotted as you would if you were just saying.
That's what I mean about the skill set. The skill set's far more important and honestly transferable to other roles than the actual gun itself. The gun matters, but I feel like mastering that skill set of maneuvering and being hidden and patient and waiting to take shots until you know that's the one you want to take, that is a whole other thing. Oh, Kurt's answering the chat. Hi!
Hello.
What's up?
Will you guys be doing a video on the Wolverine shotgun soon? Yes.
Soon. If you
Gen
guys
12, we will be.
If you guys saw their video or their update, they are starting to ship to dealers. Once they start doing that, we will have probably our video review of it out. It's nuts.
Yeah, they're. I mean, it's exactly what you would expect. So more to come.
Yeah, it's what you expect from Wolverine as well.
Yeah, it's a beast, all right. So I'm excited to.
I think we have to shoot Logan 18 times again just to recapture footage. I think the other one got corrupted. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it did.
Of course, we gotta blast him a few times. How old is he? Does he have a birthday coming up? We gotta.
Birthday shots.
Yeah, exactly. The Crytek stock MOSFET lasted way better than the Avalon MOSFET, but they had the GB shell ready for Titan, which Crytek will have now. And Vic, what are you talking about?
He's doing the updates, I guess. Yeah.
Just don't fall and it won't crack.
This is true.
True. That goes for all your Airsoft equipment. If you don't fall on it, it won't crack, as someone has learned.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you ever get a new stock for that thing?
Yes.
You did, actually?
Yeah, I did. No, okay. So Chile from New England
had an old Echo 1 scar.
Yeah.
And it was the exact same one that I had on there. And I'm like, because the old Echo 1 and the old Classic Army were compatible. And he happened to just have like a body sitting in his house, and he's like,
"Oh, that's convenient,
dude. I don't use this. Please
Yeah.
just take it." So he saved me on that one because, and I'm never running that gun in this field ever again. Like never
That's
again.
fair. It's a little long to begin with.
Yeah, I know, but I love the scars so much.
Just contact you guys about the scattergun issue. Thank you so much for whatever help you can give me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. If we can help you, we will. If not, sorry we can't. But yeah.
Yeah, hopefully customer service can do something for you.
Spectre Solutions. Hey, Devin. I didn't win. Rigged. Yes, buddy. It's rigged.
It's always rigged, unfortunately, and I never win either, so I'm also upset. Yeah. The Mark IIIs are nice, but behind the ball in terms of innovation.
I will agree with that.
For the price, you're better off going with another brand. I don't know what they're priced at. I think that they're still fairly, worth their price. I'd say so.
If I'm talking about the Mark II and the brand,
yeah,
like the brand that they have built up with the Mark II of reliability, I don't think you're overpaying for that gun because it is going to work. Now, I do not know how the Mark IIIs are going to stack up. I'm assuming they're not changing a lot, knowing how manufacturing works.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that they're going to be just as reliable. If they are, I don't think you're overpaying for them. If they're not and they suck compared to the Mark II, then you're right. You are overpaying for them.
I would be shocked if it was worse than the Mark II.
I'll be
the Mark
very
II's
shocked.
good, and by worse than the Mark II, I mean the Mark II is good, and I just don't think that they'll go backwards in time.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll take a step back. That being said, I don't know if it'll be, enough to throw away your Mark II for a Mark III.
I agree.
I think it'll be pretty similar.
I don't think there's any need to do that unless you want the new rail or something.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I'm interested to see him though. I mean, I love a good Crytek. Tom just needs to stay away from the doorways. That's what you've said.
You're right.
True. Tom needs to bring white light or nods.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
Why weren't you running nods? If you were running nods, it never would have happened.
Dude, it was the bright light next. Oh, I'm so done with that. I'm
You would've
so
cracked
done
the
with
nod
it.
is what would have happened.
Dude, he would have broken the tube of my
Oh,
nod.
yeah, for sure.
It probably would have saved my gun.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I could probably find a spare part easier for my nod than that gun.
Probably.
But yeah.
Greetings from the Netherlands.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hello.
All right, we're going to finish these last ones, and then we're going to head out because it's just about 2.
Vic talking about Crytek still. Just buy one, dude. Just buy it. That's all I gotta say. He's been talking about it all week.
Yeah.
You guys should try wearing real plates in your plate carriers. It's
We
great
have.
for training.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
Yeah, we usually do. It is heavy.
But like to get some cardio and to get some stuff in, it's really good.
Yeah, it's definitely good. We do that. Can Logan sign my old gun before I throw it into the ocean?
You totally can have him do that. I just don't understand why you would want it.
Whatever you want Logan to sign, he'll sign it for you.
Yeah.
It's just then you definitely have to throw it in the ocean.
I would definitely throw it in the ocean, yes.
Crytek, in my opinion, would have a better hold on the market if they were more compatible with aftermarket parts.
Agree and disagree. I feel like aftermarket parts has become. Man, I'm gonna try and say this really short because we need to end the live. But aftermarket parts are viewed as like a necessity almost with every airsoft gun, and there's a lot of manufacturers of guns who go, but I'm going to build you a really good gun that you shouldn't have to touch, and that's why I price it the way I do.
And I think that's a great descriptor of what Crytek does.
Yeah, and I think they do that. I think literally the only thing I change out of it is maybe the inner barrel.
Yeah.
And maybe I put a
barrel build.
Maybe I put a gate in it for more responsiveness, but honestly, it's fine.
It's good. I mean,
it's going to work very well.
If you're in that mid to upper tier of airsoft, but you're not like, doing milsims and high speed builds and stuff, and you just need something to run, but like, you're kind of done with your basic.
You're going to grab it. It's going to work every time you go to grab it. Yeah.
I mean, it really is a buy and don't worry about it kind of gun.
Yeah.
Although I would agree, aftermarket parts would probably help it a little bit, but I don't think it would do anything crazy for them.
No. But guys, with that, it's 2:01. We're going to head out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Lunchtime Live. My name's Tom.
I'm Ross.
And guys, we do this every week, Wednesday at 1 o'clock. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Make sure
guys.
you enter our giveaway.
And now I'm going to awkwardly stare at you while Ross turns off the light. But guys, thanks very much for joining us. And I'm just going to keep staring at Ross until he shuts this off and rambling it.